And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is once again your man Bob Mob, aka Doc Wildcard. Welcome you back to Doki Purist Mod, in which I am saving the co-best girl along with Yori, Sayori. It's the day of the festival. All days I expected this to be something I could be excited for. However, I barely slept last night for many reasons other than excitement. What we had talked about yesterday in mind, I take my phone and call Sayori's number, but she isn't answering. Sudden fear overtakes me. What if she... Before I can finish my thoughts, my phone rings. I try to answer, my palms are sweaty from the sudden surge of stress, so I drop my phone on the ground. I see she's calling me. Quickly dive down to the ground, swipe my finger across the screen to answer. Voice is unnaturally hoarse. Either woke her up or she didn't sleep at all and had been up all night. Besides, I indirectly ask her, "Sorry, did I wake you up?"
No, I've been up for a while.
Voice takes an unnaturally cheery tone. Something's gonna stop right here.
Don't worry about me.
That sounds forced. Clearly something's wrong here. Sayori.
What?
Sudden fear grips me. I realize I have to distract her somehow before things get out of control. She clearly sounds upset. From how tired she sounds, I assume she didn't sleep at all. There's no knowing what she'll do to herself if I hang up on her like this. I called because I wanted to meet up before the festival. We always go to school together, so how about I come over and make you breakfast? I promised we'd go to the festival together.
Is this because of what I told you yesterday? Is that why you're suddenly acting this way?
No, that's not it. I want to spend time with you before the festival. I mean, I woke up so early. There's much made for to pass the time except maybe watch a fairy tale. You said you didn't want me to turn into a neat, didn't you?
You're right. You're absolutely right.
And since you're my only friend, I guess I'd have nobody else to socialize with. It's either you or that.
I get what you mean. Alright, when could you come over?
I'm on my way now.
Okay, I'll get ready for the day. I'll leave the door unlocked for you.
I hang up and run out the door as fast as my legs can take me. I don't even care about closing my door about the looking at the road. I threatened to smash through my chest. I make a beeline for her house and feel black dots flit out of my vision by the time I arrive. As soon as I enter, I sound the hear of the shower running. Remember the sounds I just heard before all the times I rush up to her room. Much too much to know where this could potentially lead. However, I don't care. Hear the sound of the door opening. Judging by the sound I heard afterwards, it had to be from the wooden floor. That would mean I listened to ask her to forgive me before opening and closed the closet and running my hands down the mountain of unorganized clothes. Perhaps the sound was just my imagination. For a few minutes I feel nothing as I dig deeper and deeper into the pile. I'm about to give up when my hands suddenly feel something hard not even beneath them. I dig up and my eyes wide and as I find myself holding a long, tight rope. She mean to... Before I can even finish my own thoughts, I take the rope in both hands and dash across the room before throwing the rope through the open window. Just as I think it's over though, the sound of running water suddenly stops. Realize I'm screwed with Sayori finds me loitering about in the room. Quickly cover up my dig and rush out of the room. I then begin preparing breakfast for the two of us. While silently promising myself that I'll make sure her day is going to be enjoyable for her. Jeez, took you long enough. Who wants to get invited to a gun shop? Alright, looks like everyone's finally here. Seems the two of us were the last ones to arrive. Thankfully enough, the event hasn't started yet. Sorry, I kind of forgot to write my poem during the weekend. Is it ready now? Oh, come on, Sayori. Will you at least try to take this seriously? Sayori cast her eyes downward. This looks bad. Natsuki doesn't know the reason why Sayori was unable to write. I did promise Sayori to keep her condition a secret. He gives a quick glance at Sayori. Her smile is slowly fading. At this rate, she might start crying. Worst case scenario, a secret might be revealed. On the other hand, I know Sayori is strong enough to endure it. It might make them suspicious if I suddenly act out of character. Speak up to have faith in Sayori's resilience and remain silent. Okay, so save. Oh boy. Let's just see what happens. Stop, Natsuki. Sarah's not at fault here. Bob? Quickly threw Sayori's stern look to tell her to just play along. She nods and I briefly can see the gratitude in her eyes. Okay, so apparently I made the right decision. Good to know. The reason we were late was because Sayori had to help me write my poem. What? Why didn't you write one? Why didn't you write one either? You didn't write one either? Not either. Sayori did write a poem. She had one since Friday. I drew with my soul and wink at her. Of course, she would lie to keep me from appearing in a bad light.
I see. Bob and Mom, why? I told you not to tell them. I shrug. I have a conscience too, you know. I can't let my friend take the fall for me. It's about time I start taking responsibility for my actions. I see. I'm sorry, Sayori. Sayori smiles a radiant smile. This is the first time in pretty much this entire route that she's been smiling again, ain't it? Nice to see that again. Oh, no harm done. I shouldn't have lied about it in the first place. Natsuki shows me a frustrated glare. Oh, jeez, not again. And you, stop being lazy and contribute if you're in the club. Or did you just join because there are tons of cute girls here? Jeez. Some things never change. Natsuki turns her heel and leaves while muttering something inaudible. Anyway, may I see the poem? Oh yes, of course, here you go. She hands Monica the envelope containing the poem. These two writing a poem together. Really? Are you serious? Aren't you too cute? A classic red, white, and blue-blooded Philly son is not cute. Okay? Jeez. Quit embarrassing me. Well, what? I know Sarah's cheeks taking on a rosy sheen. What's odd, however, is that for some reason my face feels very hot. Well, that's not odd because that is embarrassing to a Philly son like me. And for a few seconds I feel slightly lightheaded. Well, we're not... Why would you say that? Indeed, why would you say that about a Philly son? Okay, I'll try to stop yelling now, but still. Hey, I know more than you think. A female version of the Flash all over again. Having said that, Monica opens the envelope and leaves us alone. I don't even need to look in Sayori's direction to know she's looking at me. I turn my head and our eyes meet. Sorry, I don't know where Monica got that idea from. Okay, I'm not saying this. I'm just not. Even though I say it as a joke, my words make me feel weird. I feel oddly disheartened. I wouldn't feel that way about that. I don't want to be considered cute. That's why I promised to stop joking around for the rest of the day. No, I appreciate it. The fact that you even joke about it like that is funny. Sit down next to her and take your left hand into my right hand. It is a small, warm, and clammy. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that, Sayori. The joke was a joke for any reason. It was the idea that me and find a girlfriend would be downright hilarious. Don't say that. I'm sure you'll find an amazing girl who'd love you one day. Unless you become a neat, that is. I promise you one thing. I promise once things settle down, I'll help you find someone. I want you to be happy. You deserve it so much. You also deserve happiness, Sayori. Indeed, everyone does. Why is she crying? Sayori stands with a sad smile. It doesn't get suspicious if we just sit here. Let's go and be useful to them so they leave us alone. Okay. I go over hand and we join the others in preparation for the festival event. As I work on hanging up decorations, I can't help but notice I'm strangely distracted. I don't know why, but I can't shake this feeling of uncertainty that has taken over me. Even so, I don't know. I know I don't have time to think about too much right now. For I know it's time for the festival. Seems like we have attracted quite a crowd. I notice I'm slightly anxious as I step up to the podium as I step up and stand next to Sayori. Throw a quick look at her face and see a nervous yet gentle smile. The whole room was silent, with the exception of a few whispers from the audience. Prolonged Monica's voice breaks the silence. Okay, everyone. It's time to read poems. We'll start by having the members of our literature club read their wonderful selections first. Teacher and sorcerer. If you wouldn't mind, could you go first, Sayori? Right. I'll try my best. Give a warm applause for the vice president of our club. As soon as the applause ends, Sayori steps up to the podium and reads her poem aloud. The poem she chose is one that I've never read before. White Lily. This is interesting. Someplace far away in a wasteland where no one has gone before, in a land where rain and sun conflict, lies at the core. In a land ruled by rainbows, a single white lily grows. Selfishly, dreaming to spread joy, even if it meant her devastation, a small price to pay. When the Mr. Sun visits her, she opens her petals and smiles at the cheery day. When Mr. Rain Cloud comes to play, she closes her petals, so she could be several miles away. Even if Rain Cloud tempts her and wants to be her friend, his false kindness only makes her rattled. You'll have to excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, the writing here is a bit difficult for me to read. The lily wants no temptation. What she dreams for is a peaceful end. Once the rain cloud took the shape of a dark-robed sun. As he brandished his scythe, he heard the lily's sobs. To pluck the lily and end her was his plan, yet he couldn't bear the thought of stopping her heart throbs. And so he sat with her, hearing her story out, sweet words of comfort escaping his mouth. Though she starts off slow due to her anxiety, she quickly becomes more and more confident as the prom goes on. Once she's done, she bows gracefully as a few members of the audience clap. This is bad. Sayori's performance is excellent, and yet she doesn't receive enough recognition from the crowd. Okay, this is a strange thing for there to be. I jump and whistle before yelling bravo at the top of our lungs. Bravo! This seems to catch the crowd's attention. Now it might be because they're staring at the guy who's making himself look like a fool. As I start clapping, the other members of the literature club begin clapping harder as well. Give her a warm applause, everyone. The crowd eventually gives in to peer pressure and starts clapping louder and louder. Sayori blushes slightly and steps down to the crowd. To the sound of the crowd cheering. Even if she says nothing, I can tell she's feeling grateful for me stepping in. She was in a heck of a hurry to get off stage. Thank you for that great poem, Sayori. Next up is... Before Monica can finish, Sayori runs up to the podium, tightly clutching her poem and avoiding eye contact with the audience. She then reads her poem aloud. Sayori's performance was splendid. It showed a side of her that I had never seen before. No sooner had she started reading her poem than her voice became filled with confidence, like she owned the room. She was met with even louder cheers than Sayori's performance did. Why is everyone in such a hurry to leave the stage, the podium rather? Soon after, she was followed by Monica and Natsuki. Even before they started reading, it was clear Monica was the highlight of the show, yet some things never change. Even though it's not just Monica anymore, thankfully. Monica always seems to be the star. Monica. Oh well. She was met with deafening cheers even before she read her poem, which turned out to be an amazing piece of work. Finally, it was my turn. As the only guy in the literature club, I feel pressure to put on a good show. I feel that way no matter what. I'm a natural born entertainer, if I do say so myself. It's only when I look out at the crowd that I notice most of the audience are guys from my year. They look at me like I'm a weirdo. Well, good for them, because I am one. I'm proud to be weird. As I've said before, weird is a good thing. What's up? I hear a few guys from my class whisper amongst themselves. I knew the rumors would be inevitable. Part of me wants to... No, why would that be? And why would I be embarrassed? I don't get it. However, just as I start... Why would I hesitate? I hear a girl's voice cheering me on. I look down and see Sayori smiling at me. You can do this, Bob the Mob. I believe in you. I have to do this for her. I have to put in on a good performance. Not to please them, but to make her happy. waste of... Why? Why do the authors of these games always insist on having this kind of thing? Anyway, I met with the coldest reception of the entire club. Whatever. Barely anyone applauds me. I hear one or two guys boo me. They tell me to stop writing since my poem is, to them, terrible. Even though I'm being treated by a joke by my classmates, hearing them insult me like this hurts me a little more than usual. Give a warm round of applause, everyone. He did great. Not even Monica can convince the crowd to give as much of a single clap in my direction. Just then I hear someone clapping loudly. I turn my head to see Sayori. Sayori? You did so great, Bob the Mob. I'm proud of you. What is she doing? Sayori turns around and faces the crowd. If not for Bob, I wouldn't have been able to read my poem. It'd never be finished. Bob the Mob was a great person and friend. He chose to help me with my poem, even if it meant his would have glaring flaws. Thanks, Sayori. Sayori beams me a bright smile before facing the crowd again. So please, give him credit where credit is due. Before I know it, a few of them stopped clapping. After a few seconds, the whole audience, with the exception of a few people, applauded me. I look at Sayori, who blushes slightly. What is this I feel? It's like my entire body is heating up to painful levels. I can't take this. I feel more embarrassed than I've ever been in my life. I need to get out of here. Before anyone can stop me, Why? Just why? Have some self-confidence. I don't remember the last time I was this embarrassed in my entire life. How is this true? Why? Just why? This does suck that this guy who's supposed to represent me does not have the self-confidence that everyone should have. And I do feel like punched the wall in frustration. Of all the days when I wanted to impress her, of all the days when I didn't want to look like a big dork in front of Sayori, of course I had to mess up the day. On top of that, my classmate. Why? Sure, this is gonna have consequences for me. Start walking aimlessly down the corridor, keeping my head low and my hands in my pockets. The pleasant smell of various food stands invades my nostrils, but I don't feel tempted to stop and check them out. I just want to get out of here and go home and forget about screwing up like this. You only screw up if you think of yourself like that. You're only a fool if you give up. My phone vibrates as I walk. For a second I stop and check to see that Sayori sent me a message. Damn it. She's probably panicking right about now, but I feel I couldn't get her back. Well, who cares? Who gives a tax? In case you've forgotten, ladies and gentlemen, I use the word tax instead of the F word because to protect ears of those who can't stand swearing, and more importantly, as a satirical thing, because that's what tax does. It F's people over. Just then I hear the sound of someone running behind me. I don't care, look over my shoulder and start running as well. I soon see the doors of the schoolyard in front of me. At this rate, Ow! Crash into the side of food stands and collapse on the floor like a downed tree. Okay, now that is something to be ashamed of, for just being that careless. Stupidity should be painful, as they say, can't part. Great. Just great. As I slowly open my eyes, I look up to see the faces of several second-year students. I can tell they're really trying really hard to suppress their laughter. Suddenly, one of them leaps out of the way, and I see a familiar face look down on me with a concerned look on her face. Sayori. Mom, are you alright? That looked like it really hurt. She reaches out to me. I take her hand and get up. I then glance around the small crowd of students who are gathered around me. Show's over. Let me through. The crowd slowly disperses. I hear muttering something about me being a clumsy idiot. Still feeling a little dizzy, I look over at Sayori. You ran too fast. I tried to warn you not to run like that. Her voice is filled with genuine concern. Makes me feel guilty that I made her worry like that. I'm sorry. I've been a little better than maybe you would have crashed like that. No, I'm sorry for running away from an event like that. I'm sure the others must be furious with me, especially Natsuki. Yeah, that would be Natsuki for you. Before I know it, she wraps her arms around me and hugs me tightly. Don't worry about it. I'm sure they understand that. Before she can continue, some female students that pass by us wolf whistle at us, calling us a dorky couple or whatever. When we break apart, I feel my cheeks redden from embarrassment. Tempted to correct them since we're not a couple, but I know that it will only make things worse. Let's ditch these guys. My head hurts. Alright. Cheery voice I've known all these years returns. Alright, well that's good to know. Oh, I know a great place where they won't disturb us. I try to walk, but it feels like the whole room is spinning. As a result, I'm forced to lean on her for support as she leads the way to the schoolyard. Sarah leads me to a bench located in a remote part of the schoolyard. I look around and notice there are very few students present. As I sit down, Sarah runs her fingers along my forehead to look for bruises. I'm fine, Sayori. Don't worry about me. You know I'll always worry. Anyway, it doesn't look like you've hurt yourself too bad. I feel her staring at me, and I soon turn my eyes towards her, gazing into her eyes. many thoughts run through my head. Soon enough, Sayori becomes self-conscious from my gaze and looks down, blushes slightly. I respond by looking down as well. Sorry. About what? I don't know. I guess I made you feel uncomfortable. Don't worry about it. I think it's fun spending time with you. Sarah's smile fades all of a sudden. I wish things would go back to how they were before. Before I realize what I'm doing, I put my left arm around his shoulder. An awkward tension rises between us, but Sayori doesn't push me away. Instead, I see a weak, hollow smirk forming on her lips. I don't want that. I don't want that. We can never go back to the way things were before. We can make new, happy memories together. As long as we stick together, we'll find a way. It's so funny. Oh, come on. What I'm saying isn't that ridiculous. Sarah shakes her head. Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. It's just seeing you so optimistic and trying to cheer me up. It feels so surreal. Oh, come on. Am I usually that negative? Thank you, Bob's mom. You somehow know how to make me feel appreciated. Ditto, Sayori. Laughter dies down, her face takes on a serious look. I notice her moving a little closer to me. Sayori? Yes? Do you trust me? I do. Good. Because I want you to trust me that I can help you. That I want to help you. I spent a lot of time thinking last night. Pull her a little closer. She doesn't resist. I want you to be happy. She shakes her head and looks away. Please, I don't. Not done. She needs to know. I don't want you to deal with us alone. But that's not the only reason. I want to spend more time with you. I guess I'm selfish or something, but I feel the same way. How's that selfish? Yeah, indeed. What? She wipes her tears away and continues in a slightly dazed tone. It'd make me happy if I could be with you more often. Feel my cheeks redden. Upon realizing what she just said, she blushes as well. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. Yeah, I know. But you're the only one I trust enough to tell about any of this. I have one question, Sayori. Why me? I don't know. I just feel deep down that you won't take advantage of me. And the way you always make me smile, even when I'm sad, even when I feel like I'm worthless. Russian voice breaking quickly, look at her face and see tears forming in her eyes. Brush away her tears and give her a reassuring smile. Tension between us is making it hard for me to breathe. Don't worry. Please continue. Your voice, Sayori. If it helps, you make me feel the same way. I trust you because you're the only person who doesn't think of me like it's a joke. That's why I think I can help you. Since without you always cheer me up, I probably feel worthless as well. Can I ask a selfish request of you? Of course. This pause as if looking for the right words. I don't rush her. Give her all the time she needs. Is it okay with you if we do more together? I mean, I understand if you have better things to do. I want that too. Great! She hesitates for a moment. If you want to ask the others, then that's fine too. No, I want to spend more time with all of you. You make me happy. Okay. You say it'll make you happy, I believe you. Look at her and notice the bags under her eyes. Sayori, how much did you sleep last night? I got enough sleep. How much exactly? Okay, I know it's no use lying to you. I couldn't sleep. I was afraid of what you mean for me now that I told you about my condition. How about this then? We can start spending more time together, but only after you've rested. It's no use. I only feel the rain clouds going away when I'm with you. Since then, I know this is a dream I can just wake up from to find that I've lost you. I smile bitterly. Okay then, you can rest here. Use me as a pillow. Before she can protest, I screw close and so he knows I won't back down. Only if you promise me one thing. This is my command. Don't disappear while I sleep. Please don't be a dream. Promise you, Sayori. Be here when you wake up, and when you do, I'll take you someplace fun. Happy. Great. Yeah. Sayori's last no harder to take. The pink is wearing to her that won't go away. She smiles and laughs down my lap. 5 minutes later, she falls asleep. Look at her for a while. She looks different when she's asleep. Her face is even more gentle and peaceful. Take off my jacket and carefully cover her hood to prevent her from getting cold while she sleeps. I then look up at the sky and silently promise myself that I won't let her down. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end this particular chapter. If you dig what I'm doing, please consider subscribing. I will sub back. Fairly well, ladies and gentlemen.